this government. They don't give a shit. We are a people built for unity. Let's not lie to ourselves anymore. They don't really want to see you happy, no. You gotta try something now. About that soul inside you beating feverish speed. Give all that light a shine, yeah.
Cowardice asks the question, is it safe? Expediency asks the question, is it politic? Vanity asks the question, is it popular? But conscience asks the question, is it right?
Leading us into Iraq under false pretenses and telling us as a people that there were weapons of mass destruction there was one of the worst blunders in modern American history. But the reason why people remain angry about it,
filling our nation's homes with orphans and widows, of injecting poisonous drugs of hate into the veins of peoples normally humane, of sending men home from dark and bloody battlefields physically handicapped and psychologically deranged, cannot be reconciled with wisdom, justice, and love. A nation that continues year after year to spend more money on military defense than on programs of social uplift is approaching spiritual death.
Dude, this place is crazy, huh?
Yeah.
You think we could ever afford anything in this store?
Who do you work for?
Oh. People are taken out of the economy to the fact that they don't have time to add to the advancement of our society because they have no fucking energy.
is because people feel like a lot of our legislators got railroaded in a war fever and bipolars. And I remember being at a dinner shortly before that invasion. People were talking and saying, well, it'll take us just a couple years to rebuild democracy.
Our failure to make democracy real.
I thought, has this world gone mad? Whenever we go in...
Our failure to make democracy real.
Searching the world for monsters.
They think they know what people need. They don't know anything. They don't know what people need. And what people need is not you. People don't need you. We don't want you. People don't need you. People don't need you to tell them to hate someone else. People don't need to be lied to. People don't need you. People need to be able to vote on public policy with their smartphones. We don't need elected officials who do nothing for the public.
To take at the expense of democratic principle, we hurt ourselves and we hurt our
Does she want to use military force too rapidly?
I believe that as
Hillary Clinton just calling a bunch of people Arabs. She's saying, not gonna put troops on the ground. She's just gonna kill them from drones.
America to face the inevitable choice between materialism and humanism. This way of settling differences is not just. A nation that continues year after year to spend more money on military defense than on programs of social uplift is approaching spiritual death.
President.
All right, good morning.
All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper.
Almost to work. I just thought this was a pretty beautiful moment. Sun's coming up.
Maybe I could
going to work.
understand
Fucking
some of these
stoned.
illegal injunctions.
And
Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that.
Man, thank God I don't drink anymore.
But somewhere I read
Christ, I would like
of the freedom of assembly.
not be
Somewhere I
able to do
read
this job
of the freedom of speech.
for one.
Somewhere I read
For two.
of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest. A true revolution of values will lay hands on the world order and say of war,
These people.
this way of settling differences is not just.
For three, the depression would get me horribly, because this whole sort of thing, they try to make it you feel like it's your fault. But nah, man, I went to college, I fucking graduated, I put in all the work they say that this American dream they fucking try to sell you, and I'm still fucking slaving.
All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper.
Counting fucking clothes at an Old Navy that were all made with fucking slave labor in Pacific Islands and
say this is not just, and see individual capitalists of the West investing huge sums of money in Asia and Africa only to take the profits out with no concern for the social betterment of the countries. And
I just got told if I was asking for a break after, I went to the office at 10. We're pushing 3:30 over here, and I'm asking for a break, and they said if I don't like it, I should get another job. And I told her that is classy.
Realize what their life is for. Yeah, the people ain't gonna sleep no more. People ain't gonna sleep no more.
our only hope today lies in our ability to recapture the revolutionary spirit. Before I knew it, I had been stabbed by this demented woman. I was rushed to Harlem Hospital. It was a dark Saturday afternoon. That blade had gone through, and the x-rays revealed that the tip of the blade was on the edge of my aorta, the main artery. It came out in the New York Times the next morning that if I had merely sneezed, I would have died. Kind letters came in. I read a few, but one of them I will never forget. I had received one from the president and the vice president. I've forgotten what those telegrams said. I'd received a visit and a letter from the governor of New York, but I've forgotten what that letter said. Yes. But there was another letter that came from a young girl who was a student at the White Plains High School. And I looked at that letter, and I'll never forget it. She said, while it should not matter, I would like to mention that I'm a white girl. I read in the paper of your misfortune and of your suffering. And I read that if you had sneezed, you would have died. And I'm simply writing you to say that I'm so happy that you didn't sneeze. And I want to say tonight that I know somehow that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars.